What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Being your family's grocery store isn't just about having the best butcher cut meat or the freshest produce. It's not about having the highest quality online shopping or experts who handpick your groceries. And it's not just about giving you the most affordable prices. Being your family's grocery store means making sure that you have all of that. And that's why at Fairway Meat and Grocery, it's what we've always been about.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team, and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts, providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
Swing's the place for you!
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Good evening, softball fans, and hello from Iowa Central Field here at the Rogers Sports Complex. The nightcap is on. We have the 3A quarterfinal to finish a long but terrific day of state softball here in Fort Dodge. It's the Estherville Lincoln Central Midgets versus the Davis County Mustangs. And here's how they got there. I'm Ben Gisselson, and let's meet our teams and the journey to get to the state tournament. A 31-3 record on one side for Estherville Lincoln Central, or ELC, to save myself a little bit of breath tonight. The Region 1 champion defeated West Lyon in that Region 1 final 3-1, and they led Class 3A in 5 different pitching statistics, so could have quite a pitching duel on our hands tonight. As on the other side, Madeline Barker, one of the top pitchers at the 3A level, 23-2. You can see that number at the bottom of your screen for Davis County. A 24-4 record for the champions of Region 4. They defeated Atlantic 3-2 in a thriller to get here. And both teams are rearing and ready to go for an evening matchup here from Fort Dodge. The lights are on. The evening should be spectacular. It's been a terrific day of weather. There's been some incredible games. Lots of upsets on the cards as well throughout 5A, 4A, 3A. It's not been a safe day for the top seeds. And coming into tonight's game, looking at these matchups as far as rankings go, hard to call an upset. Number 4, Davis County. Number 5, ELC. So it should be a great battle to end our day here from the Iowa Central Field at Rogers Sports Complex. And just couldn't ask for a better day of weather. And we all had question marks coming into the day with the haze that we saw from the wildfires up in Canada yesterday here that covered a lot of the state of Iowa, but boy, it's been just a picture-perfect Iowa day today, and one of these teams hoping to end the day with a picture-perfect victory as we get ready to meet the entire team for both ELC and Davis County. We'll meet the starters as well as the substitutions as we gear up for the nightcap edition of Iowa State High School softball here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Racial or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and will result in offenders being ejected from Rogers Park for the rest of the tournament. Thank you for your cooperation, and we ask you to enjoy the game. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for Estherville Lincoln Central. Number 3, Hope Valesky. Number 6, Maddie Jewell. Number 15, Evelina Hansen. Number 17, Addison Ogie. Number 20, Ariana Beekman. Number 22, Grace Matt. Number 29, Casey Reckwall. Your assistant coaches, Nate Dunleavy, Tina McCoy, and Caitlin Kendall. And now the starters for Estherville Lincoln Central. Batting first, the left fielder, number 12, Reed Christopher. Batting second, the pitcher, number 19, Riley Yeager. Batting third, number 9, Tatum Dunleavy. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 16, Haley Stokes. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 2, J.C. Anderson. Batting 6, the catcher, number 27, Hillary Rushy. Batting 7, second baseman, number 14, Jordan Stokes. Batting 8, the first baseman, number 8, Evie Knapp. And batting 9, the center fielder, number 1, Kara Schultz. Head coach for Estherville Central is Megan Anderson. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for Davis County. Number 1, Brooklyn Patterson. Number 8, Hayden Humphrey. Number 13, Adeline Hobbs. Number 11, Noelle Hill. Number 20, Augusta Warren. Number 27, Lydia Parker. The assistant coaches, Joe Rasmussen and Autumn Horney. Now let's meet the starters for the Mustangs. Leading off, the shortstop, number 7, Cassidy Van Langham. Batting second, the center fielder, number 6, Sophia Young. Batting third, the pitcher, number 24, Madeline Parker. Batting fourth, the second baseman, number 25, Rachel McFarland. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 21, Lainey Moore. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 5, Caden Van Langham. Batting seventh, the DP, number 14, Caitlin Olinger. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 26, Madison Dunleavy. Batting ninth, first baseman, number 12, Hallie Houston. And the flex this evening, left fielder, number 10, Addie McClure. And coach of the Mustangs is Zach Dunleavy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please direct your attention here in front of home plate with the introduction of our umpires. At first base, Mark Shea. At third base, Mike Watkins. And calling balls and strikes this evening, Al Armstead. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament softball.
Sun just beginning to hit the treetops here from Rogers Complex. And we're getting set for Estherville, Lincoln Central, and Davis County. And as all of our games today have been presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Before we begin tonight's tilt, we'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our contest today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting IGHSAU and the Iowa Girls. Have a look at the starting pitcher for today's contest. She's a dandy one. The senior Madeline Barker, a school record setter in every pitching category in Mustang history, 241 strikeouts this season. She had a fantastic year in the circle. Mentioned those strikeouts. She only gave up 114 hits, a record of 22-2 coming into this contest today. And if Davis County looks to be successful against a good hitting ELC team, it's going to have to come out of the circle from Barker, who will look to make this senior season her masterpiece. A great career for the Mustangs. On the other side of the diamond today, wearing black and red, ELC is led by some strong hitting one, Tatum Dunleavy. The assistant coach, Nathaniel Dunleavy, is brothers with Zach Dunleavy, the head coach of the Davis County Mustangs. So today it's blood's thicker than water, I suppose. A friendly rivalry, and who knows, a game that might be discussed long after tonight is over at dinner tables and holidays for years and years to come in the Dunleavy family. But Tatum Dunleavy, someone to keep an eye on, as well as the pitcher for ELC, who also is quite a batter in Riley Yeager. Both batted over 500 this season. Great crowd on hand for the nightcap tonight. Let's enjoy some softball, shall we? And Gustafson here from Iowa Central Field, set to bring it to you. The opening pitch on Bree Christopher coming in now. An opening ball from Barker. Bree Christopher, the leadoff batter for this ELC team. 357 average, right where you want to be for a leadoff hitter. Pitch number 2. That one looked good from here, and it was. Called a strike by home plate umpire Al Thompson. 1-1. 1-1 count becomes 1-2 after Christopher snaps one off the mask of the Davis County catcher. That's Lainey Moore, who gives a smile over to her dugout and a thumbs up, saying that's what the mask's there for. And the 1-2 count. Barker would love to start with a K. A high heater is watched across the plate by Christopher. Barker with an ERA of 1.26 on the season. As dialed in as they come in the South Central Conference, and dialed in for the opening strikeout of the night. Barker's first as she sits down Christopher swinging. Riley Yeager steps to the plate. Mentioned her in the preamble. Over 500 on the season batting average-wise. She can pitch as well as she can hit. Tries for a little waddle up the baseline to fist one out to left field. Gets a piece of it, and that's strike 1. Looks like they actually called that a ball out in left field on the scoreboard. Gotta go back on a piece of it. She'll wait that one out. I'm going to go with what our scoreboard says, and this is a 1-1 count. Riley Yeager, the sophomore, lets that one go outside. The count is 2-1. And a swing to bring the count to 2-2 here for Yeager. Yeager with 50 hits on the season. That led all ELC players. Trying to get her 51st here in night 1 of the 3A quarterfinals. Slaps one foul. And the count remains 2-2. Barker and Yeager dueling as the sun continues to drip its way down in the Iowa sky here in Fort Dodge. Fantastic day. We'll get to some brackets later. Lots of upsets to report on. The 2-2 pitch. Slap towards shortstop, scooped up and slammed to first. Not in time. Yeager beats out the throw from the shortstop, Cassidy Van Laningham. And the opening runner of the night belongs to ELC and Riley Yeager. With that, Tatum Dunleavy comes to the plate. This is an ELC team that is not afraid to steal. Just shy of 150 stolen bases throughout the course of the regular season for this ELC club. Opening pitch from 24 in maroon in Davis County, and Madeline Barker is a strike. Second one comes in high and hard, and a swing by the batter Tatum Dunleavy makes it strike 2, an 0-2 count on one of the best hitters in black here tonight. Dunleavy and Yeager, also sisters. You wouldn't guess it, despite the last names, as Dunleavy, a little bit behind on that one, screams at foul. Still an 0-2 count. Dunleavy led her club this season in homers with 11. 51 RBIs, also the team lead. Behind in the count now, though, to Barker. One out, one on. Here's the pitch, and laying off it, going is Yeager, and the ball misses second base. Nicely backed up, though, as the center fielder for Davis County, Sophia Young, comes in there to get in the way of that and allow any more damage. But there's another stolen base for this speedy ELC team. Yeager goes to second. 1-2 is the count now to Dunleavy. Here's the pitch, swung on and off the hands to short. Van Lanningham with a high ball to first. It's caught. And there's an out at first, and advancing to third is Yeager, so not the best outcome that Dunleavy would have hoped for, but she's able to advance Yeager over to third. So as we move towards the tail end of this inning, as it sits now, Davis County has an opposing runner on third in Yeager, and an opening pitch ball to the cleanup hitter Haley Stokes of ELC. Barker looking to even up the count, and does, with some heat on that. On the outside corner, Stokes swinging and missing, which brings the count to 1-1. Two conference champions on either side. South Central Conference champions with a record of 13-1 in Davis County, who comes in ranked number 5 in the state in the 3A class, number 4 in the state 3A. Estherville Lincoln Central finished atop the Lakes Conference with an 8-0 record. Here's Barker's pitch. This one might have enough to get to left field, and it does, as creeping in for it nicely, the left fielder for Davis County, Addie McClure, is able to stop just shy of allowing a run, and the Mustangs get out of the inning. They'll head to the bats when we come back, headed to the bottom of the first. Our night just getting started here in Fort Dodge.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here on Iowa Central Field in Fort Dodge, time to hear from our friends at Iowa Central College. Central College has you covered with career-building programs and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Heralded the pitcher for Davis County in Madeline Barker. Her counterpart here tonight, Riley Yeager, the sophomore, who split time with Tatum Dunleavy, her sister, on the mound this season. And hearing from head coach Megan Anderson as Yeager throws a first pitch strike, Anderson said it's been a rotation. It's not been playing the hot hand. They've gone back and forth on every given day. Both put together great seasons, and you can imagine, being sisters, it's quite a heated yet also friendly rivalry. They both want to be in the circle, but they're also both their biggest supporters as well. As Yeager, with a 1-1 count, sends one up high to make it 2-1. Yeager ended the season 13-3 with 187 strikeouts. Her counterpart Dunleavy was undefeated 18-0, but had a few less Ks with 173. Here's a bunt by the leadoff hitter, Cassidy Van Lanningham, and she beats it out. Great pace down the first base line, and a leadoff single on the bunt with a great sprint down the line by the sophomore. And the Mustangs have a leadoff hitter aboard. So Van Lanningham will take a look up towards second base. And behind her now is Sophia Young. And another bunt coming down from third base, trying to get to it, and getting to it is Dunleavy. She slings it to second, and there was a bit of an awkward pause that almost had Van Lanningham thrown out at second, and she was called out. It was a late call by the third base umpire Mike Watkins, but a little bit of a delay from Cassidy Van Lanningham, and it was a bullet throw from third base by Tatum Dunleavy. A terrific play. And so 1 out. It was a great bunt, but Dunleavy got a great jump on it and came screaming down the line and then hurled one with some sting on it to second to grab the first out of the game for ELC. That puts Sophia Young at first base. We'll see if head coach Zach Dunleavy decides to send the senior. There she goes. Here's the throw from the plate. It's just over the head of Young. It was knocked down by the shortstop, J.C. Anderson, but that throw is a little high coming from the catcher, Hillary Rushi. Sophia Young, who is another record setter, much like Madeline Barker. I talked about the pitching prowess of Barker back when she was in the circle. Sophia Young, career records in Davis County softball history: home runs, at-bats, and what you just saw, stolen bases. High heat from Yeager. Gets an opening swing there on the batter, Madeline Barker. Count 1-2 now here as Barker looks to advance the runner, Young, once again. Yeager once more, and she strikes out Barker. Threw a little off-speed pitch on the outside corner and got Barker balking. So the first K of the day for Riley Yeager. Sits down Madeline Barker, and now 2 outs for ELC. No score in this softball game yet. Ben Gislason here just behind home plate, delivering tonight's events. Stealing from second is Young. The throw was high, and she's in safe at third. The timing was pretty solid. It was a nice scoop at third base. The junior shortstop, J.C. Anderson, got there with Dunleavy, the acting third baseman, down the line. Been some good fundamental softball so far here tonight. So a runner 1 base away from the first lead of the game for Davis County, and Riley Yeager speeds one in high for a 1-1 count on the batter, Rachel McFarland. Yeager checks her wrist for a thought on this pitch, then slings one inside on McFarland. McFarland batting .363 on the year. Slotted in at the cleanup spot here, trying to make a difference with the runner on third, and she lays off some high heat. And the count is 3-1. Three-one count. Yeager in with some more gas on that pitch. Getting just a touch on it was McFarland. 2 outs on the board. Sophia Young, who had a fielder's choice to get on base after her bunt was excellent, but the leadoff hitter was thrown out. There's a swing, and getting just a piece of it is McFarland. A good at-bat here by the senior, keeping this at-bat alive and keeping Davis County's hopes of grabbing an early lead alive with the runner on third. Payoff pitch from Yeager, popped up. This one going towards short. Under it is Anderson, and ELC gets out of the inning unscathed. So far, no score. between ELC and Davis County. And the Midgets headed to the plate next when we come back for the top of inning number 2.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
Welcome back to Fort Dodge, headed to the top of the second inning, live with you on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, as we get ready to start the second inning. Scoreless game so far, both pitchers, Madeline Barker for Davis County, as well as Riley Yeager for Estherville Lincoln Central. Both saw at least one runner behind them in those first inning, but nothing across home plate as of yet. J.C. Anderson, the junior shortstop, will kick off the inning for Estherville Lincoln Central here, left-hander. Comes in from the regular season with a .253 average. She had 14 RBIs, 21 hits during the regular season, taking on the senior Barker. And here's the opening pitch of the second inning, swing and a miss. Barker's had some steam on that arm. So far in the opening 2 innings, we've seen her throw. And that one was well past the batter Anderson before she got a cut through on that. So an 0-1 count. J.C. Anderson looking to ignite a second inning. And she swings and misses once more. Barker's been ahead in the count a lot so far in this game. And ask anyone who's familiar with baseball or softball, and they'll tell you don't even have to be much of a guru, and they'll tell you that's a good thing. Barker ahead in this count 0-2. Let's see what she brings on Anderson here. Winds and fires outside. 3 pitches, 3 strikes after 3 swings. And they say it was a foul ball. Looked like Anderson was taken off down the line after that popped out of the glove of the catcher for Davis County. Laney Moore went to tag the batter. It didn't matter. The count's still 0-2. Here's Barker's fire again, and this time that was easier to tell getting a piece of it. And so Anderson staying alive. 0-2 count here. And Barker again, this time with a vapor trail behind it, comes in high. And so the count moves to 1-2. Over across the way on the Kruger Seeds field here in Fort Dodge, it's 4-1 Williamsburg over Albia. As another strikeout for Barker. Lots of swings in that at bat. For the shortstop, J.C. Anderson, only a few foul balls to show for it as Barker grabs her second strikeout of the day, and the opening out is on the board for Davis County. Winner of this contest here tonight will take on the winner of Williamsburg and Albia Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Another strike and another swing and a miss, this time by the batter Hillary Rushi for ELC. Barker to Rushi again. Once more, another swing, and nothing but air on that for 27 in black. So once more, 0-2 the count. Barker continuing to sparkle through the early goings of this Class 3A quarterfinal here in Fort Dodge. Another strikeout perhaps? No, getting a piece of it, just that off the hands was the batter Rushi, the sophomore. Barker's been pressing her batters up against the wall early here, and The same is the case right now for the catcher, Rushi. Still 0-2. Still the heat on. An outside pitch looking for the corner that misses, brings the count to 1-2. As Rushi takes a look down the third base line at head coach Megan Anderson, who crossed the 300 win threshold for the Midgets this season. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Rushi swings and a big hack and a big miss. Another K on the board for Madeline Barker. That is 4 in just 2 innings. So Jordan Stokes, the second baseman, will step into the batter's box and hope to change this trend. And that trend is Barker dominating. Another first pitch strike from the senior. Barker again slings one in high, so a 1-1 count. Davis County, a team that played some good opponents this season. Some of their biggest wins. As a grounder goes towards second base, and they finally solve Barker with a dribbler. Some help from the bottom of the lineup as Caitlin Olinger has a 2-out single. And ELC will try to get something going with that. But back to Davis County, some of their signature wins, a 1-0 win over Albia. That's an in-conference opponent. As a pitch outside comes in from Barker. Did play some top-end 5A schools in Ankeny as well as Ankeny Centennial. Bit of a rout at the hands of Ankeny at the end of June. They lost 10-0, but a 9-4 game against Ankeny Centennial, who is the favorite here in the 5A tournament. Barker falling behind a bit here early on this at-bat with Evie Nath at the plate. And there's a pitch that had a little English on it, but once again it misses. So the first baseman, Evie Nath, putting the pressure on Barker here, who's got a runner to her left on first base. And a 3-0 count. And she is able to find the plate on that. Makes it 3-1. And now we'll see if the bat comes off the shoulder from the junior here with 2 outs. No score yet between the Mustangs and the Midgets. And there's a low pitch for ball 4. And things getting interesting now behind Barker for the first time in this young softball game. Kara Schiltz will step into the batter's box. And Barker now will feel the heat for the first time. Got a great look at her gaze right now, though, and it is unfazed by the situation behind her. She's been here before in all the seasons leading up to her senior year here with the Mustangs, and she's just taken a 0-1 lead in the count against the bottom of the order in Kara Schiltz here. Pitch number 2 is another strike. Schiltz with a big cut at that. Couldn't get a piece of it. Schiltz batting .284 on the year and trying to keep a little bit of hope alive here with a 2-out rally starting to brew for ELC in the top of the second. 0-2 count. The pitch to Schiltz is high. And that brings it to 1-2. Schiltz against Barker again, and Barker sits down Schiltz with a humdinger of a pitch right down Broadway, and Schiltz could not catch up to it, and Barker gets away with a couple of runners behind her. Still no score. A pitcher's duel on the way here, headed to the bottom of the second. ELC and Davis County continues next.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Slade's the place for you.
Davis County catcher Laney Moore set to open the bottom of the second inning and sees a razored fastball in by ELC pitcher Riley Yeager to start the bottom of two. Here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Class 3A quarterfinals opening up here tonight in Fort Dodge. And the opening of this inning reads as follows: 0-2 count to the catcher Laney Moore, and a high rising heater that is snapped up by the catching glove of Hillary Rushi behind the plate, makes the count 1-2. One-two count. That one goes off the end of the bat and then off the dugout cage of ELC to the right of the batter's box. Count remains 1-2. Yeager checks her signs and hums one in, looking for a paint job on the inside corner. Doesn't get the call from home plate umpire Al Thompson. So the count moves to 2-2. Laney Moore batting .370 on the season. Lets that one swerve in down off the plate, and the count moves to 3-2. Moore instilling some nice consistency in the middle of the lineup for this Davis County team. Trying to open the bottom of the second here with a hit. She fouls that one off back behind the backstop and keeps a nice at-bat alive. Count was 0-2 to start, and has seen the catcher battle her way back. The junior Laney Moore at the plate, swings and nubs one down the third base line, scooped up by Dunleavy, and the throw gets under the first baseman, and great backup by the right fielder coming in all the way from right field. Haley Stokes, thank heavens for ELC she was there. Although they are going to move on the runner to second. And that'll be an E5 though on ELC after the play from third coming over from Dunleavy. The throw was a bit short. And Laney Moore is a catcher. She'll get a courtesy runner. In will come Augusta Warren. This substitution courtesy of IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. So Augusta Warren on second after the error to Dunleavy. Bunt upcoming, and that one ends up behind the batter's box. Again, Tatum Dunleavy came flying in. She made a spectacular play in the first inning to throw out a runner at second. You can almost see her on the camera from all the way out in center field. She's just off camera to your right. She can't be 8 yards from the batter's box. And the 0-1 pitch is high on the batter, Caden Van Lanningham. Sisters with the leadoff hitter, Cassidy Van Lanningham for Davis County. 1-1 count. Runner on second. No outs for the Mustangs, so a threat in the offing here in the bottom of the second. Here's Yeager's delivery, knocked towards second, pulled down and thrown to first, and able to advance the runner was the grounder by Hayden Van Lanningham. As we see it again there on the replay, good fundamental softball there, structure to that. Get the ball in play and make sure your runner's moving, which the runner Augusta Warren was. So 1 out and the go-ahead run on third here in the bottom of the second inning. Riley Yeager looking to get out of another spot here. First pitch strike from 19 in black. At the plate for Davis County, Caitlin Olinger, the DP on the night. High pitch from Yeager. Throws her arms into the air too, doesn't like something. And so the count moves to 1-1. Yeager takes a check on that wrist of hers that has a few thoughts. There's a bunt. Does it get past pitcher and third base? It does, and that's going to score the opening run of the game. That's a bunt single RBI by Caitlin Olinger as Warren comes racing across home plate. Striking first are the Mustangs. 1-0 the score. Well, again, I talked about it at the previous batter. Dunleavy was so tight in down the third base line, and that bunt went perfectly between the sisters Dunleavy and Yeager. They both just couldn't reach out to knock it down. And so Olinger, the DP, will get a courtesy runner out to take her place. Addie McClure will step into the first base side of the diamond with 1 out and the lead 1-0. Davis County striking first. Yeager's pitch comes flying in on the new batter, Madison Dunleavy. Cousins with Riley and Tatum Dunleavy at third base. Lots of familial ties between these two teams. And another bunt. This time it's picked up by the catcher and thrown to first. Nice play coming out of the back of the plate by Hillary Rushi. Runner does advance to second, and ELC advances to 2 outs on the inning. So McClure on 2. The sacrifice bunt by Dunleavy will bring up Hallie Husted here for Davis County. Yeager rears back and delivers a high ball 1 to start this at-bat. Hustad coming in the 8th spot of the order. Batting .300 though, so not too shabby down near the end of the lineup. Can instill some effectiveness down deep in the lineup. Stealing from second, trying to get the ball to third. They do, and they get her out. A great throw again. Rushi with 2 putouts in the inning. There with the tag for Estherville Lincoln Central was the shortstop, J.C. Anderson. And a heroic ending to the inning. That'll instill some momentum for this ELC offense as they'll go to the plate in the bottom of the third, but damage done. Davis County grabs the lead 1-0. Here as we head towards the bottom of 3 in Fort Dodge.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Heading to the top of the third inning, got a little over my skis there. We are in 3, not in That was second inning, last inning. This is inning number 3. Davis County with some good base running and some timely hitting, some nice bunts, grabs the lead, and now it's the Midgets' turn to try and turn up the gears here. An opening bunt attempt goes sky high and lands in between 2 Davis County infielders. That's one way to get to first. The third baseman, Madison Dunleavy, came charging in, and then that pop-up bunt, which isn't exactly how you draw it up, it ended up being perfect. So Bree Christopher with an inventive bunt. And a bunt single, not going to be ruled an error. So Christopher begins her day 1 for 2, and now the dangerous Riley Yeager to the plate. She'll bunt as well, and what a touch on that. An incredible bunt that stopped dead in its tracks, and back-to-back bunt singles has this ELC crowd rocking to my right here in the top of the third. So 2 bunt singles sees Yeager to 1. Christopher goes to 2, and that brings Tatum Dunleavy to the plate. 51 RBIs on the season, no one with more for ELC. No one with more on the diamond here tonight either, on either side. As a mound meeting will come about from that. Want to make sure they have their ducks in a row, do these Mustangs. A lot to sort out, so much in the sport of softball. Being prepared for the moment, knowing what's at stake, knowing what's at hand, where are your runners, where are your outs, especially with no outs on the inning and a deadly batter at the plate in Tatum Dunleavy. Here's the first pitch to Dunleavy, a big cut, but a miss. And Barker will settle down with a first pitch strike. Always feels good for a pitcher to deal with a hitter like this and to leave her in the dust like that with some serious gas. 0-1 to Dunleavy. That one was high, nicely handled behind the plate. As the catcher, Lainey Moore, was quick out of her stance to reach up and grab that. Wasn't too wild, but wasn't a can of corn play by the catcher behind the plate either. 1-1 count, 2 on, no outs. ELC threatening here in the top of the third. This one's got some gas on it. Does it have enough to get there? It does! A 3-run dinger from Tatum Dunleavy. And the lead is 3-1 ELC. Jubilation at home plate as Dunleavy, who's been a ringer for this team all season long, delivers in a huge moment. And with a flash of the bat, not only do the Midgets equalize, but they grab a 3-1 lead. Dunleavy's 12th home run of the season. And what a moment for this ELC team, the crowd erupting to my right. One of the great parts of softball. A game can change with the flick of a wrist, and that's exactly what we saw from the sensational junior Tatum Dunleavy. A blemish on Madeline Barker's day so far, a lot of game left. And so Barker will fire away again. This foul ball ends up out of play. 1-2 count as the follow-up hitter to that bomb by Dunleavy is the cleanup hitter Haley Stokes. Barker goes in on the hands of Stokes, who snaps one foul down the left field line. The count remains 1-2 here as evening has officially fallen upon us here in Fort Dodge. Game got a late start. Supposed to be a 7:30 start. It was closer to 8 by the time we kicked off. 1-2 pitch and a strikeout from Barker. That's her 5th of the game, and that's a big one to get for the confidence of not only the pitcher Barker, but her teammates behind her after that 3-run blast by Dunleavy, a batter earlier. That brings J.C. Anderson to the plate. She struck out her first at bat. She'll try to bunt one down the third base line. Ready for it was Madison Dunleavy, but to no avail as the ball goes foul. J.C. Anderson, a .253 average hitter this season, down 0-1 on the count. She'll take one high and inside for a 1-1 setup. Very entertaining opening 3 innings so far here. The bats have really come to life for both teams. The past 2 half innings here as a strike on the outside corner comes in from Barker, bringing the count to 1-2 against the junior shortstop Anderson. Barker whirls one in and blows it by Anderson. And Barker taking it on herself to bring this Mustangs team out of the doldrums after that home run. She strikes out the next 2 batters. 6 Ks on the day, all swinging for Barker. On account of that speed on this fastball, she hammers another one in. That had some movement on it. Unable to keep up to that pace was Hillary Rushy, the catcher. Second trip through and struck out her last time. Oh, 1 count. Little English on that pitch, had a breaking ball that came in high. So a 1-1 count. 2 outs on account of the 2 Ks in a row from Barker. And Rushy trying to keep this high-octane 3rd inning alive for ELC. Misses on that fastball for a 1-2 count. Just got an update, Williamsburg up now 6-1 on Albia. So the number 1 seed in the Class 3A tournament, flexing their muscles behind us here at Iowa Central Field. And this ball's got some air under it and an error out in right field. So Rushy's going to roll around second. Ball needs to get in. The throw to third is there, not even close to in time. So an error out in right field on Caden Van Lanningham. And ELC will look to take advantage of a miscue by the senior. And that brings Jordan Stokes to the plate here for ELC. She singled her last time out, looking to repeat that performance and earn an RBI in the process here with Rushy on third. 2-0 starts the count. Here's the 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Barker, despite a few blips in the radar here, has really had it going. That last ball not on her at all. That was an opportunity to make a play out in right field. Trying to clean up the mess though here with Rushy on third, and a 2-2 count now with another swing and a miss at the plate by Jordan Stokes. Two to the 7-hitter. Stokes fouls one out of the ballpark behind us here. 2-2 the count remains. 3-1 ELC on a 3-run home run by Tatum Dunleavy earlier in this half inning. Another foul ball by Stokes, who's struggling to catch up to the pace of Barker here on the mound. Again, came into the game with 241 strikeouts this season. She's thrown another 6 on her mantle so far tonight. And did Stokes go? No. That was almost number 7 on the evening. Barker thought that might have been a swing that did not check. First base umpire Mark Shea says she did, and so the count is full. 3-2 with a runner on third. Rushi will likely be going here. And a ball 4 on the pitch that broke outside from Barker. 2 times Stokes has found first base. First time on a single, this time on a walk, and that brings Evie Nath to the plate, the 8-hole hitter. She walked her first time up. She shows bunt and pulls away for a first pitch strike from Barker. Again, 2 outs here for ELC. They've dealt some damage in this inning, leading 3-1. But they know that leaving runners stranded can come back to haunt you later. Barker rocks and fires a curveball that ends up fouled right and over the mesh and out of play. So an 0-2 count. Barker back to where she's been comfortable earlier in this night. She had a lot of 0-2 starts, and she blows one past Evie Nath and gets out of a sticky situation, but there's blood on the board as ELC with a 3-run blast by their star, Tatum Dunleavy, has a 3-1 lead. Here headed to the bottom of the third.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
(3-1) here in Fort Dodge, and softball fans, if you're looking to commemorate the 2023 Iowa State High School Softball Tournament, no better way than to grab some merchandise that's now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. There's the QR code on your screen. You can visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. If you like pink, you found the right place. Bottom 3, 3-1 is the score. Tatum Dunleavy's 3-run homer, the highlight of the night so far. And Riley Yeager deals a strike on the leadoff batter of the inning, Hallie Husted. That one goes blazing past the catcher, Hillary Rushi, behind the plate, inside on Husted. Swing and a miss by Husted on some high cheese there from Yeager, who's had a knack for finding those high fastballs and getting batters to bite on him so far here tonight. The 2-2 pitch, that one skips into the dirt. Ahead of the plate for a 3-2 count. Mature at bat by Husted, the freshman. Big stage for any player, let alone a freshman. Husted coming in, the Davis County first baseman. She'll take the ball 4 walk, doing her job as the leadoff hitter. She'll scamper down the first base line, and Yeager walks the opening batter. And right back to the top of the order we go. Cassidy Van Lanningham had a bunt single in the opening inning. See if she tries to reenact that here on this at bat, or if she swings away. A little chop swing as she was working her way down the line for a strike 1 as Yeager threw that one on the outside corner. Oh, 1 count, no outs, runner on first, and Husted for Davis County. And Yeager fires. There's a chopped bunt that almost was snagged. It would have been an acrobatic grab by the catcher, Hillary Ruschi, who got a great jump on it. She made a strong play an inning ago on a bunt that went fair. Really took charge on it. She almost charged her way to another strong play on a bunt on that try. Either way, though, it's an 0-2 count against the leadoff hitter in the order for the Mustangs, Cassidy Van Lanningham. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Van Lanningham sits down, and Ruschi, just to be safe, snaps one down the first base line. Tag coming in from Evelyn Nath, though, a bit late. So a strikeout on the leadoff batter, Van Lanningham. Good start for Yeager after walking the first batter. Again, Ruschi tries down the first base line. Husted took a healthy jump after the pitch there. So an 0-1 count. Yeager checks her signs. Fires away. That one was curving just out the outside corner as it came in. And getting a piece of it, the batter, Sophia Young, number 2 hitter. Young had a very nice season, 380 average. She drove in 28 runs on 30 runs, on 38 hits. And she lays off a high fastball there from Yeager for a count of 2-1. Yeager's pitch, skied foul. Is it out of play? Yes. And that brings the count to 2-2. The decorated senior, Sophia Young, looking to move along to runner Husted at first with 1 out. After Yeager struck out the batter preceding Young in Cassidy Van Lanningham. Yeager's pitch certainly gave the umpire something to think about. Ruled low and away on Young for a 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch from Yeager. This one goes high into the air to right field and ends up foul. Does get tracked down and caught. The runner will stay at 1. Nice range there in right field. Haley Stokes able to track that one down. So with Young to the dugout, the pitcher Madeline Barker will step to the plate. She struck out her first try. Looking to do a little better here with a runner on first base in Husted. Husted was the first batter of the inning. She walked, but since then, Yeager has settled things down, struck out a batter, and got a fly out to right. 1-0 count from Yeager. Hums one in high. Again, Ruschi will try the throw to first. Third time, she's kept the runner honest, trying to peg Husted at the 1 bag. 2-0 count here in the bottom of 3 with ELC up 3-1. And the pitch. Curveball that gets swung on and deflected off the mesh behind the batter's box. Talked about Barker's pitching prowess a lot. Pretty solid numbers at the plate as well. 440 average this season. 16 RBIs and 40 hits. Playing on both sides of the ball, 24 in maroon. There's a bouncing ball off of the catcher behind the plate. That'll send Husted on to second and puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom of 3. And the count is 3-1, and Barker will like this count. Most hitters do. And here's the pitch. That one had some steam on it, but it was high and wide, and Yeager, after walking the first batter of the inning, then setting down 2 in a row, having a little trouble closing out the bottom of 3 here. And Zach Dunleavy is going to call time and come over and make a substitution to get his pitcher off first base. This substitution courtesy of IMT Insurance. As making her way to first base is number 1, Brooklyn Batterson. So a walk from Barker. Add some intrigue here to the inning late in the bottom of the third. 2 outs, 2 on. As Yeager will rock and zing one in. Another high one that gets away from the catcher. And both runners will advance. So now it goes from first and second to second and third. As Rushi was just unable to snap the leather up high enough to collect that ball that was rising as it crossed the plate. 1-1 count and a run within striking distance, 2 of them actually, for this Davis County team. There's a good hit to left field. That's over the head of the left fielder. That's going to drive in 2. That'll tie the game. And a stand-up double and a beautiful swing made by Rachel McFarland, delivering in a gigantic situation to tie the game at 3. What a great game we have brewing. And so McFarland with a 2-out double. And that opening walk, they say walks haunt. And the proof's in the pudding there. That extra base hit courtesy of Kruger Seeds. And let's see it again, shall we? Inside pitch just stroked out over the head of the left fielder. Bree Christopher could not get there, and a tick foul will stop the advance of McFarland, who stood up with a double. And 2 RBIs on that terrific swing. Runner on second, McFarland. Still with 2 outs here. Yeager trying to close out this inning. Breaking ball is fouled away off the bat of Lainey Moore, the catcher. Moore got on with an error to third base back in the second inning. And what good advancing a runner would do here for this Mustangs rally in the bottom of the third. As Moore takes a ball and a 1-2 count on the standout pitcher Riley Yeager for the Midgets. One-two count. The pitch is low. That gets away from Rushi, and on to third goes McFarland. The play doesn't get stopped this time. Rachel McFarland, who's driven into this inning, 1 base away from adding a run scored to her tally here tonight. 3-3 game. This has been a dandy so far. 2-2 pitch. That one's low. 3-2. And McFarland will get ready to move. Here's the payoff pitch. It's on the money, knocked up the middle, tough play at second. It's knocked down and thrown to first, and a terrific play by the second baseman Jordan Stokes to save a run and save a lead from Davis County on the backhand. A terrific play by the senior that sends us into the top of 4, tied at 3. Stay tuned, plenty more great softball on the way.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
To the top of 4, our game continues in the seesaw affair between Davis County and Estherville Lincoln Central continuing as well. Ben Gislason flying solo here on our continuing coverage of Iowa Girls State Softball, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Madeline Barker and Riley Yeager in the circle tonight for their respective teams, and both have done well to this point. They've given up a few blips here and there, but it's been a pretty well-pitched game for the most part, but the bats have been alive as of late. Kicking off the inning is the 9th batter in the order for ELC, as Kara Schultz shows bunt, pulls away, and takes an opening ball on the pitch by Barker. Schultz 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. 7 strikeouts for Barker. One of them is Schultz. She'll wait and watch this pitch come soaring in over the glove of her catcher, Lainey Moore. 2-0 count for Barker. Relatively unfamiliar territory for the senior tonight, at least. Looking to grab a strike here. That one's in with some steam, and swinging and missing on that is Schultz for a 2-1 count. And a bunt from Schultz towards first base. Nice coverage from second, and the toss wasn't needed. A nice tag there as Hallie Husted galloped in, grabbed the bunt, tagged the runner out, and grabs the opening out of the inning. So with Schultz's bunt out, the page turns to the top of the order, and Bree Christopher, who had a bunt single back in the 3rd, she swings and misses on a first pitch strike by Madeline Barker. Barker looking to add on the 0-1 count. Nice breaking ball that saw the swing of Christopher come a little bit early. Another update from the Williamsburg-Albia game, 9-1. Williamsburg with a rout on the 8th-seeded Albia, taking care of business, the number 1 seed, over on Kruger Seeds Field. And a ground ball by Christopher to second, slung to first. 2 quick outs on a textbook ground ball play by Rachel McFarland at second. And Barker is 1 out away from her simplest inning of the night so far, but to the plate comes Riley Yeager. Had a bunt single that started the big inning of ELC back in the 3rd. And she'll look to do the same here with 2 outs here in the top of 4. Yeager 2 for 2 in the game, both bunt singles. Pardon, Yeager's was a grounder to 3rd that she beat out in the 1st inning. The last one was a bunt single. Locked up at 1-1 here in an even count between Barker and Yeager in the top of the 4th. This game locked as well, 3-3. Yeager takes ball 2. Mustangs back for a 2nd straight time, made their debut in the state tournament last year in 2022. As Yeager slaps one foul for a 2-2 count. Mustangs, the 3-time defending South Central Conference champions. Last year here in Fort Dodge, they lost 3-1 to Seidel in the first round. Trying to avoid another first-round exit here today at the hands of ELC. And the 2-2 pitch, slapped foul again. And Yeager will continue this lengthy at-bat. The battle continues against the senior standout, Madeline Barker in the circle. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Barker with a terrific inning. 3 to the plate, 3 to the dugout. And the Mustangs will look to garner some of that momentum in the field and turn it into offense here as we head to the bottom of 4, tied at 3 here in the 3A quarters.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Being your family's grocery store isn't just about having the best butcher cut meat or the freshest produce. It's not about having the highest quality online shopping or experts who handpick your groceries. And it's not just about giving you the most affordable prices. Being your family's grocery store means making sure that you have all of that. And that's why at Fairway Meat and Grocery, it's what we've always been about.
Mustang pitcher Madeline Barker with her 8th strikeout of the night. That spins the tables here to the bottom of the 4th inning. Ben Gislason charting our journey through this 3A quarterfinal here tonight, 3-3. As Riley Yeager, who struck out on that last at-bat, heads to the circle, and a collision after a bunt pop-up went foul, and Dunleavy with a miscue with Hillary Rushi. Those are plays that can cost you at this juncture of the season in a big way. Well, Dunleavy, such a very decorated player, does have 12 errors on the year, and that won't count as an error as it wasn't in play, but that's maybe one of the few blemishes on her excellent record. This is the error side. Does have one in this game as well. Came back in the 2nd inning. Count is 0-2 though here on the opening batter of the inning. Caden Van Lanningham for the Mustangs. And she takes a ball there for a 1-2 count. Yeager takes a scan of the dugout, gets her sign from head coach Megan Anderson, and blisters one past Van Lanningham for her 3rd strikeout of the night. Caitlin Olinger will come up next. She had an RBI single her last at bat back in the 2nd inning, looking to infuse some energy and a little hope and belief into this Mustangs team here in the bottom of 4, trying to reclaim the lead. We've seen 3 lead changes already in this game. Back and forth we go. And a high pop-up. That's going to go right to the pitcher, Riley Yeager, and the 2nd out of the inning was a simple one. With that, Madison Dunleavy will step to the plate. She had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning, her 2nd at-bat here of the night. Mustangs still looking for their 1st base runner here of the inning. Yeager has made simple work of the first 2 batters. And her sister, Tatum Dunleavy, will be happy that it's been so far so good after that miscue between Rushi and Dunleavy. However, I'm sure maybe both Dunleavy and Rushi would argue that they should have had the ball. Such is the case in situations like that. Opening 2 pitches were balls out of the fingers of Riley Yeager, the sophomore pitcher, one of 2 starting pitchers for the CLC team. Tatum Dunleavy the other. And a foul ball off the backstop from Madison Dunleavy, their cousin. Count 2-1 here as Yeager takes a scan to the dugout again and then delivers. Great breaking ball that brings it to 2-1. That one gets away from Yeager and brings the count to 3-2. And so a full count as Yeager looks to end a very efficient inning here with already 2 outs. Throws some zip on that, and getting a piece of it is her cousin Dunleavy, and that one rolls over the fence and out of play. Well, 2 opposite sides of the state these 2 teams come from, despite the familial ties. Hour 45 northwest of Fort Dodge, where ELC is located, as another foul ball goes over the ELC dugout. Davis County about 3.5 hours southeast of us here in Fort Dodge. Madison Dunleavy with a 3-2 count, looking to begin a 2-out run here. And she'll take a pitch high for ball 4 and makes her way down to first base. So a dent in an inning that to that point was dent-free for Riley Yeager. That'll bring Hallie Husted to the plate. She swings and takes a big hack at a heater high from Yeager. Husted walked at her first time at the plate. Actually, she's been at the plate twice, but saw the inning end on a throwdown to third in the second inning. Then she walked in the third. She takes a ball there for a 1-1 count. Yeager checks the signs, rocks and fires. That one was hit well, but it's going to bleed foul. Husted a touch behind on that quick release of Yeager. Seen Davis County a little bit behind at times when Yeager really rears back and roars those fastballs in. We'll see what she does here. 1-2 count. The breaking ball was a dandy. Ended up bouncing, so the throw down to first is needed and is made by Rushi. And a nice inning, though, there from Riley Yeager. Simply done. 1 gets to first, but it was much ado about nothing as ELC keeps this game tied at 3, and they have the heart of their order when we come back in the top of 5 here in Fort Dodge. To the top of 5 we go. Ben Gislason here in Fort Dodge of this 3A quarterfinal. And we'd like to take some time to thank Iowa Central for being one of our diamond sponsors this year. Central College has you covered with career-building programs, and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships, it's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Well, a row of batters that will be a bit murderous unless Madeline Barker can skirt through the next few. Right into the heat we go with a bit of a changeup coming the way for Megan Anderson now. As they a little strategy coming from Zach Dunleavy as an intentional walk to start the inning and then a passed ball. We'll see ELC basically start the inning with a runner on second as a walk to Tatum Dunleavy. That happened fast. And now that means to the plate goes the cleanup hitter, Haley Stokes. Dunleavy, who rocketed that one out to left field the last time she was at the plate. And now a bunt will move Dunleavy on. Coming down from third is Madison Dunleavy with a rope to first. And she throws out Haley Stokes, but a runner in the deadliest of scoring positions now for the Midgets, as Dunleavy, with the intentional walk to start, has made her way around to third after a pass ball and a nice bunt by the sophomore Haley Stokes. So just one out and a mound meeting for Zach Dunleavy, who comes out to chat with Madeline Barker. Madison Dunleavy, another one of those cousins in this game. You've got Riley Yeager, Tatum Dunleavy on ELC, and then Madison, who made that play at third. It's been coached by her father, Zach Dunleavy, since 4 years old T-ball. So hoping this won't be the end of what's been a terrific run for Zach and Madison. And there's a bunt laid down nicely by J.C. Anderson, and now Tatum Dunleavy has to hustle back to third and does. Good base running on the other side of the diamond, though, as that bunt will see J.C. Anderson get a single and then advance to second. So the Mustangs asleep at the wheel there. They did keep the runner, Tatum Dunleavy, from trotting home. But now, with just one out, runners in both scoring positions, to the plate comes Hillary Ruschi, the catcher. Ruschi pops one off the mesh behind the plate. So an 0-1 count to the catcher. Sophomore wearing number 27 for the black and red here tonight. Top of the fifth inning, a 3-3 game and a serious threat out on the base path right now with a runner on third and second for the Midgets. Here's the pitch from Barker, bunted back towards the pitcher. It gets by, and another miscue. That's going to score two. It could. A play at the plate. They won't throw it there. A bunt that scores two as Tatum Dunleavy comes roaring home, as well as J.C. Anderson, and it's a 5-3 lead for Estherville Lincoln Central. And Davis County has had a few mental mistakes in this inning that have cost them big time. Well, the first baseman, Husted, was coming down the line. And the second baseman, McFarland, had made her way over to cover for the first baseman, and that bunt went right past the pitcher, Barker, and there was no one home for it. And that's when the bottom fell out of the inning for Davis County as two runners came in. 2 RBIs on a bunt single. You don't see that every day, but Hillary Ruschi will take it. With Ruschi on first, it's Jordan Stokes at the plate. Now for ELC, she looks for a bunt. That one gets ticked behind, and had the mesh not been there, that would have hit me square in the nose. Thankful for that. So Ruschi goes back to first, a 1-2 count to Stokes, who has a single and a walk in this game. Here in the top of 5 with now a 5-3 lead for ELC. Stokes takes a pitch high for a 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch, low in the dirt, nice scoop, and then a throw down to first just to make sure Rushi doesn't get too comfortable over there. And now a full count, 1 out. Barker winds and fires and grabs yet another strikeout as she sits down Jordan Stokes with a big swing. And make it 9 Ks on the day for the senior hurler. Two outs now for Barker and the Mustangs. With Evie Nath at the plate. And the first baseman will look to move Rushi along from first for the Midgets, and there's another strike from Barker. Moves the count to 0-2 on the junior. Barker's 0-2 pitch, and she puts another one on her mantle of strikeouts. That's 10 on the day for the sensational senior, Madeline Barker. And despite the strikeouts, though, runs on the board for ELC. A 5-3 lead for the Midgets. The Mustangs will look to answer back when we come back for the bottom of 5 here in Fort Dodge.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
5-3 ball game here in Fort Dodge, and a quick start to the inning with a bunt and a snazzy throw down the third base line from Tatum Dunleavy to throw out Cassidy Van Lanningham. And so the leadoff batter, both in the inning and of the order for Davis County, makes her way back to the dugout. And Riley Yeager will keep on slinging, and a first pitch strike on Sophia Young. Young has been kept at bay so far today. She's 0 for 2 with the fielder's choice and a fly out to right field. Yeager's done her job against the number 2 batter for this Mustangs team. Record holder for career home runs, at-bats, and stolen bases. As a team, these Mustangs set a school record as well. They went on a 15-game winning streak to start the season this year. First loss came June 19th versus Centerville. They would then return the favor on Centerville with a 7-2 win in the semifinals of the Region 4 tournament. Young hoping to grab her first hit, but cannot on that, as Yeager with another high-velocity fastball puts Young down in rapid fashion. 5th strikeout of the day for Yeager. And Madeline Barker will come up looking to start something with 2 outs. She snaps one to first, knocked down, bit of trouble, and great teamwork there. That goes off the glove of Evelyn Nath, but picking up the loose change was Jordan Stokes. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for ELC. And after grabbing the 5-3 lead, they'll look to extend it, headed to the top of the 6th next here in Fort Dodge.
place for you.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
The champions of Region 1, Estherville Lincoln Central in control, heading into the top of the 6th, and they'll look to add some insurance here on this Davis County Mustangs team. Ben Gislason providing the sights and sounds of tonight's 3A quarterfinal. The reward for grabbing a W tonight is taking on the number 1 Williamsburg team on Wednesday over at Kruger Seeds Field here in Fort Dodge. An 11-1 trouncing of Albia tonight. So Williamsburg is on. The 1 seed stays alive in Class 3A. And starting the inning at the plate for ELC is Kara Schultz. First pitch high and outside from Barker. Schultz 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. She's bunted twice. This time she grounds one to short. That gets booted, and Schultz is on her way to first base, and an opening runner makes her way down the first base line, and the first batter of the inning goes the wrong way for Davis County. That'll be an error to the shortstop, Cassidy Van Lanningham. And now to the top of the order we go. And a bunt from Christopher. And again, a miscue between the pitcher and the first baseman, Hallie Husted. And Davis County is in trouble again. Runners on the corners on a bunt from Christopher that just snuck between the gloves of Husted as well as Barker. And trouble brewing now as Riley Yeager steps to the plate, looking to serve some vengeance on the pitcher Barker after a strikeout her last time at the plate. Opening pitch to Yeager. Takes an opening strike from Barker as Christopher advances to second with ease. Didn't want to risk the throw down, as undoubtedly Schultz would have been steaming her way home had that throw come from the catcher, Laney Moore. 0-1 to Yeager. She'll lay a bunt down, foul. Yeager 2 for 3, just the batter that Megan Anderson, head coach of ELC, will want at the plate in this moment. 2-run lead. Happy with it, but could be happier if Yeager can get it done here, and she does. She slaps one past third, and that's going to score one. Yeager will make her way to second. And Yeager has her first RBI of the tournament, and it was excellently done, going the opposite way, just past the glove of her cousin Madison Dunleavy. And now they'll have to pitch to Tatum Dunleavy. 6-3. Dunleavy already has a 3-run homer in her quiver tonight. And she swings and misses on the opening pitch. Similar pitch to the one Dunleavy swung on. She waits this one out and grabs a ball 1. Runners on second and third, no outs. And Dunleavy with a big cut fouls one out of play behind the backstop for a 1-2 count. Barker trying to keep this lead for ELC within striking distance. Davis County will have 2 more at-bats to try and tie it here in the top of the 6th. Another ball on Tatum Dunleavy. Davis County starts the inning with Rachel McFarland, who hit a double for 2 RBI the last time she was at the plate. But still work to be done between then and now as Dunleavy grounds one to third. Madison Dunleavy handles it, and that goes off the glove of Husted at first. Tatum Dunleavy will go to second. Scoring around third is Riley Yeager. And it's an 8-3 game. Estherville Lincoln Central on top. Fifth RBI of the game. That will be an error on the first baseman, Hallie Husted. And so now just one duck out on the pond at second. It's Tatum Dunleavy. This one gets fisted towards short, knocked down, and then the play to third is in time. Nicely handled by the shortstop, Cassidy Van Lanningham. It was a tough short hop. She spun, underhanded it right on the money, and a nice tag by Madison Dunleavy on her cousin Tatum. And Davis County grabs their first out of this inning. ELC has extended their lead, though, from 5-3 to 8-3 here in the top of 6. Now to the plate. A pop-up off the bat. And then that goes off of a glove and down behind the plate. That will advance the runner to second as J.C. Anderson with a simple little pop-up that was unable to be fielded, and more trouble for these Mustangs as ELC continues to put runners on base. So that one landed in play right in front of the catcher. And Zach Dunleavy came racing out to plead his case. Al Thompson wasn't having it. That's just a tough bounce. Catcher Laney Moore was seemingly going to let that one land foul as opposed to trying to dive out and make something happen that could have wound up in the same scenario, but that just landed right in front of the foul line ahead of home plate. Just not the right bounce you need for Davis County in that scenario. 8-3 game. Madeline Barker grabs a swing and a miss on the catcher for ELC, Hillary Rushi. 0-2 count. Barker looking to put this inning 1 out closer to an end. The pitch to Rushi. Swung on and knocked down the third base line. Dunleavy handles it and zings one across the diamond for an out. And to third goes the runner, Haley Stokes. The third base umpire there had a quick word with Megan Anderson at third, the head coach of ELC, about something. But in any event, still runners on for ELC. There's been runners out there much of this inning. J.C. Anderson is on second. Haley Stokes is on third. And at the plate is Jordan Stokes. She'll take another ball high for a 2-0 count. Two-0 pitch to Stokes. Swings and misses for the first strike of the count for Madeline Barker. Really had it going, did Barker, for much of this game. It's got away from her a bit here, though there have been some errors that have led to it. Much of the game, Barker has been really dialed in. There's An example of not being dialed in. That pitch gets away from the catcher. It was low and inside from Barker, and another run comes in. 9-3 now for ELC. And we talked about insurance that Coach Anderson and ELC wanted to grab here in this inning, and they've gotten it with now a 6-run lead. And a called strike on Jordan Stokes for a 3-2 count here. Barker looking to put this inning behind the Mustangs, and they'll look to get the bats going in the bottom of the 6th. One more strike can get Davis County there. Here's the payoff pitch to Jordan Stokes. Barker winds and fires. This one's hit hard to right field, and it goes off the glove of the right fielder. Caden Van Lanningham unable to grab it, and the inning continues, as does this deluge of runs for ELC. 10-3 now. Estherville Lincoln Central on top. So an error to the right field, second of the game for Caden Van Lanningham. That has sent ELC to double digits. 10-3 is the lead here in the top of the 6th inning. And a foul ball back from the batter, Evie Nath. Barker's delivery with some zip on it. Gets a strike on a swinging miss from Nath. Now 1-2. Pardon. There it is, 1-2 the count. I had it right the first time. Think long, think wrong. Barker's 1-2 pitch fouled away to the right by Nath. Again, Williamsburg, the number 1 seed in the Class 3A tournament, awaiting the winner, which the more runs that come pouring in here in this inning for ELC, looks like it might be Estherville Lincoln Central for that Wednesday afternoon matchup here in Fort Dodge. 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Barker trying to end the inning, and a high fastball sits down Nath on strikes. The 11th strikeout of the game for Barker, but there has been damage dealt for much of the latter half of this game by the ELC offense. They'll look to keep Davis County off the board as we head into the bottom of the 6th next here in Fort Dodge.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnership.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Davis County hungry to cut into this 7-run lead ELC has accrued, most recently due to a litany of errors back in the top of the 6th inning. 5 errors in the game for Davis County, just 1 for ELC, and that's a difference maker. So many of those errors that Davis County has made have led to runs against. But there is still time left for this Mustang team, but the comeback has to start now. 7 runs in the bottom of the 7th seems a lot less feasible than if the Mustangs could throw a few on the board here in this inning and make that deficit just a little more palatable. There's a high inside pitch that the batter McFarland turned on with some venom and blasted it foul. That one might have cleared the entire complex. out towards left field. That one was blasted. The count is 0-2. Riley Yeager's had a nice game going. She'll look to try to close out this bottom of the 6th. Ways to go, but that's a start. Another strikeout for Yeager, who now has a total of 6 strikeouts, and 4 of them have come over the last 3 innings. There's a good hit and a good start, but could there be a throw in time from right field? No. Nice backup though by the catcher, Rushi. Ooh, that was almost trouble. After a nice hit by Lainey Moore, she rounded first and was standing off the bag when Rushi recovered that missed throw from right field and spun it back towards first base. It just missed the glove of Evie Nath at first. Otherwise, they might have been able to tag out Moore there. So Moore will get a courtesy runner, which comes to you courtesy of IMT Insurance. Ariana, pardon, that is Augusta Warren making her way to first base. But a single from Moore. And the first pitch to the batter, Caden Van Lanningham, is a ball. 1 out, 1 on. Davis County trailing by 7. Decent start, though, to the inning and a chance to, again, chip into that ELC lead here before we get to the final inning of our day. Final game going on here on a busy day of games in Fort Dodge. Looking around at some of the other results, Ankeny Central in the 5A side tops Bettendorf 7-1 earlier today, the 1 seed versus the 8th seed there. Southeast Polk, the better of 2 teams between West Des Moines Valley and Southeast Polk, a 5-2 win for the Rams. Ankeny Central and Southeast Polk will play Wednesday morning. 2-2 count here to the right fielder, Caden Van Lanningham of Davis County. And a low pitch, nicely blocked by Rushi, and then stumbling at first base was Warren, but she gets back in time as Rushi flies one down the first baseline. So a 3-2 count now to Van Lanningham. Ankeny blanked by Muscatine earlier in the day. That was perhaps the greatest of the upsets, and there's been a few of them. Muscatine moves on to the semifinals. Waukee Northwest, the defending champs, were beaten as well, as a foul ball comes off the backstop as Van Lanningham stays alive on Riley Yeager's payoff pitch. Pleasant Valley dethroning the champs. Waukee Northwest will go to the consolation side, and Pleasant Valley moves on to play Muscatine on Wednesday. Still a 3-2 count to Van Lanningham. That one's low, and so now 2 on for this Davis County team. They're not going quietly into the night here in Fort Dodge. Just 1 out, and Riley Yeager has a bit of a sticky situation on her hands now. That'll bring Caitlin Olinger to the plate. RBI single in the 2nd, popped up to the pitcher in the 4th. First pitch is a strike. Elsewhere in 4A, Carlisle, number 2 seed, falls to Winterset. Another one of those upsets I've been talking about here on the day. Fort Dodge defeats ADM 8-3, so Winterset and Fort Dodge will play Wednesday. Another strike from Yeager. Nice bounce back after seeing 2 runners get behind her here in this inning. Bottom of the 6th, the 10-3 lead for ELC, and Yeager is 1 strike away from getting 1 out away from heading to the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Yeager goes for a strike and gets Olinger looking. What a fabulous pitch that was on the inside corner. 6th strikeout. Make it 7th strikeout of the evening for the terrific sophomore pitcher. And now Madison Dunleavy with a skied fly ball to right, and Yeager gets out of it. 10-3 still as Yeager and ELC skirts through a bit of a tough situation without And he runs on the board, and so we head to the top of 7. ELC looks to put the game away with some more runs next here in Fort Dodge.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Barreling into the final inning of our night. The final game, the final inning. This is the top of 7. I'm Ben Gislason, and ELC's headed to the batter's box trying to extend a 7-run lead. It'll begin with Kara Schultz, the center fielder. And Madeline Barker will stay in to finish the night here for this Davis County team, who is desperate to try and keep this score the same heading into the bottom of 7. So Barker from the circle on Schultz. And a high pitch up over the glove of Laney Moore. Schultz has been retired 3 times by Barker today. 1 strikeout, twice she's bunted for an out. Center fielder starting out with a 1-1 count on the senior pitcher Barker, who hurdles another one in. That one's low and inside for a 2-1 count. Rounding out the 4A side, as I was getting to before our break, one of the big shocks in the day, North Scott, the 8th seed. As a bunt goes high into the air and into the glove of the catcher Laney Moore for an opening out for Madeline Barker and the Mustangs. North Polk 4, North Scott 7. So North Scott advancing to the Wednesday afternoon semifinal. They'll take on Norwalk, who handled Western Dubuque with ease today, 12-2. But how about that? You saw a pair of 2 seeds go down, a 1 seed go down. And as mentioned earlier in our evening here across the way over at Kruger Seeds Field, Williamsburg with an 11-1 victory over Albia, so that number 1 seed stays alive. And right now it's looking like ELC has a date with Williamsburg potentially on Wednesday if this score holds. Looking for a bunt and run was Bree Christopher. Missed on it for an 0-2 count here. Barker looking to make this a quick inning. And here's the 0-2 pitch, and another strikeout. A dazzling day of Ks for Madeline Barker, as she now has 12 on the evening. One of those 12 strikeouts was on number 19 in the batter's box for ELC, Riley Yeager. Yeager, though, has 3 hits to go along with that strikeout. 3 for 4 on the evening. And 2 outs for Barker, and this slapped foul ball goes over the Davis County dugout. Davis County looking to end this inning and get the bats going to stave off what would be a 2nd straight opening round exit from the state tournament. They lost to Seidel last year 3-1 in the first round. There's a soft chop grounder to the pitcher and great speed from Yeager down the base path for her 4th hit of the game. Great pace on this Estherville team. We've seen it on many different occasions. A lot of ELC's players here today, state qualifying basketball players, as well as track and field. A track and field team that collected 11 state meet medals, so perhaps that's a little bit of what we've seen from this base path speed of ELC here this evening. An 0-1 count after Tatum Dunleavy fouled one out of play behind the backstop. Here's the second pitch to Dunleavy. It's a hit and run, and Dunleavy has another hit out to left field. Yeager will hold up at second, and Dunleavy continues a nice evening. 5 RBIs on 2 hits, make it 3 hits now for Dunleavy. She was intentionally walked earlier, and she grounded out back in the first, but Dunleavy and Yeager have lived up to expectations in the batter's box here this evening in a big way. Barker still 1 out away from ending this threat. ELC looking for even more breathing room on this Mustang team. 10-3 lead, and stepping into the batter's box is Haley Stokes. 12 hits tonight for this ELC team. It's been a very comprehensive performance. Lots of contributors, lots of players that have had an impact in this game. RBIs spread throughout the lineup. Hillary Rushi's had a 2 RBI game as well. And this one's got some jam on it in the gap off the bat of Haley Stokes, and coming around is Yeager. Tatum Dunleavy will get held up on third, and that ball was rocketed into the gap, and a stand-up double from Haley Stokes. And that extra base hit is brought to you by Kruger Seeds. Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today. Add another player with an RBI to the stat sheet as Stokes knocks in a run to make it an 11-3 game here in the top of the 7th. And now into the batter's box steps J.C. Anderson. Anderson gets a piece of it. It comes screaming off the backstop behind the umpire, Al Thompson. J.C. Anderson 1 for 3 in the game. Had a bunt single back in the 5th. Otherwise, 2 strikeouts. Got on via an error as well in that clunky inning for Davis County back in the 6th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled by Anderson again. So the count stays 0-2. Barker with a fabulous performance of strikeouts, 12 of them on the day, but has given up 11 runs, again with some help from 5 Davis County errors. And simply put, some terrific hitting by this ELC team as well. A very thorough performance by the team in black and red here tonight. And make it strikeout number 13 for Madeline Barker, another high-rising heater that ends the inning. ELC tacks on another run to the scoreboard. An 11-3 deficit is what faces the Mustangs. Is there a heroic comeback in the wins of Fort Dodge tonight? We find out in the final inning of the night on our way back from break.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Ben Gislason here welcoming you back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Riley Yeager has hopped out to an 0-2 count against the opening batter in the final 3 outs of our night for Davis County. Hallie Husted trying to stave off a strikeout and does, as she fouls one off of the ELC dugout chain link fence. An ELC team that fell short in the regional championship in 2022 to Sioux Center. And Megan Anderson talked a lot in the pre-tournament press about that game last year and how transformational it was and how much of a chip on the shoulder of these ELC players they played with this season, specifically when they got back to the Region 1 tournament championship back on July 11th, and they topped West Lyon 3-1. And it's been a very impressive performance by ELC today. There's a curveball, strike 3, the throw down to first, and ELC is 2 outs away from advancing to the semifinals. Another strikeout for Yeager, who's really ramped it up in these last 4 innings. 6 strikeouts of a total of 8 on the day for Yeager now. So Husted goes down, and that brings the top of the order for Davis County, exactly who you'd want in Cassidy Van Lanningham. Although she has found the base paths only once today, a bunt where she was thrown out, a strikeout. She had a single on a bunt back in the first inning, but has been off the base path since. 0-1 count. Van Lanningham shows bunt. Outside pitch for a 1-1 count here with 1 out, and Riley Yeager looking to complete an excellent performance in the circle today. It's only given up 4 hits. Another bunt attempt. This time Van Lanningham leaves the bat across the plate, drags one foul. 1-2 count. Cassidy Van Lanningham gets set, swings and misses, and Yeager is 1 strikeout away from not only striking out the side, but ending this game. A 9th strikeout for Van Lanningham. First pitch from Yeager, flown to center. Rushi holding her arms up behind the plate, and that does it. ELC makes their way on past Davis County to the semifinals of the Class 3A tournament. Jubilation all around as ELC is past the quarters and on to the semifinals, where number 1 seeded Williamsburg awaits Estherville Lincoln Central coming up on Wednesday at 3 p.m. here in Fort Dodge. But a thorough and top-to-bottom performance by this ELC team today. Tons of contributions. Riley Yeager had a great day at the plate, also on the mound, ends the night with 9 strikeouts. She also had an RBI single as well as a 4-for-5 performance. Tatum Dunleavy with a 3-run homer in the 3rd. She also had a 2 RBI hit in the 6th inning. Lots of contributors, lots of emotion and joy for this ELC team as they'll get ready to take on Williamsburg coming up on Wednesday. So we'll have the award presentation down on the field, and then we'll kick it back to press row here at Iowa Central Field for one final send-off as we gear you up for another full slate of 2A and 1A games coming your way tomorrow. Down to the field for the awards.
Thank you for your support of the Iowa girls. And please travel safely going home. Thank you and good night.
A hero's round of applause from this ELC fan base to my right, and a heroic return for the pitcher and one of the best batters on the night as well for Riley Yeager, who wins the MVP of the game. So 11-3 is the final. ELC advances to take on Williamsburg. And a great effort tonight by this ELC team as they top Davis County, who had a terrific season. They'll head to the consolation side of the bracket. For everybody that made tonight's broadcast possible here on the Girls Union Network, I'm Ben Gislason saying thanks for joining us, and so long from Fort Dodge until a full slate of games tomorrow. A good night and fond farewell here from Central Iowa.